Hello, it's a cold Canberra day and I am at the Chancery office at Government House in Canberra. I've been wanting to tell you the story of my wonderful aide-de-camp for some time because you see an aide-de-camp with me wherever I go. There's a long backstory to the role of the aide-de-camp. Effectively, that term means it's an aide to a senior person in the military, and as Commander-in-Chief and Governor-General, I'm entitled to aide-de-camps, and I have three, one from each of the Tri-Forces. What I wanted to explain to you today is what they do, who they are, and how well I'm supported by my aide-de-camp. So I'm going to get right into it and introduce you to my three aide-de-camps. I have three women aide-de-camps, which has happened once before with Dame Quentin Bryce. In my case, I inherited two of these wonderful aide-de-camps from General Hurley, and I appointed Tiffany. Over time, this will be a mix of young men and women from Defence, and right now, these wonderful three young women. I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves. Tiffany.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm Lieutenant Tiffany McCormack. I'm an aviation warfare officer in the Royal Australian Navy. Essentially what that is I hold mission command in our MH-60 Romeo Seahawk helicopter, and that involves all the weapons, tactics and co-pilot duties when we're deployed on ships at sea.
Katie.
My name is Captain Katie Higgins. I'm in the Australian Army and I'm an engineering officer. Basically what that means is that I command troops in the battlefield, and we also solve complex physical problems in the battle space.
Thank you. And Jamie.
Your Excellency, my name is Flight Lieutenant Jamie Tangent. I'm what's called a Personnel Capability Officer in the Royal Australian Air Force. What does that mean? It means I manage planning, coordination and delivery of personnel support and administration across Air Force operations, both here in Australia and internationally.
I think you can see just how brilliantly I am supported, and Governors General have been supported by those in the Defence Force that come in as our aide-de-camps. I'm now going to ask a few questions about what this job is and what it means to come and be an ADC. I'm going to start with Katie. Can you just share probably the most memorable engagement you and I have shared in the last year?
When I came into this job, I took a long shot and I thought that going to Gallipoli was probably the coolest thing that I could do. And I was very, very lucky that I was able to achieve that this year, accompanying you to Gallipoli for Anzac Day.
You did something at Anzac Day that is a bit about historical reference to those that served.
Yeah, so I was very lucky as well. So we went down obviously before Anzac Day to Gallipoli Cove, and at dawn I was able to dunk my medals into Gallipoli Cove, which was very, very special.
Thank you so much. It was a very, very beautiful moment. Jamie, what has this meant for you? You're shortly to leave us. Your year is almost up. What's been the really interesting things for you here?
How quickly time can go by. This 12 months has gone by in the blink of an eye. Some things that'll stick with me as I go on into my next posting is just the sheer breadth of things that we've done around Australia, from visiting regional towns and being your aide-de-camp as your reviewing officer for our graduation parade in Wagga, to meeting Australians of the Year, and also engaging with the 25,000 school children that we see come through Government House every year. So I'll have to pinch myself after this posting to remind myself of all the great things I've done, but they sure are treasured memories that I'll keep with me.
Thank you, Jamie. We are going to miss you. The turnover of aide-de-camps is a very emotional moment, I think, for the Governor-General, because I'd love to keep any group of you forever, but I will see 18 aide-de-camps in my time as Governor-General. Before I ask you to reflect on your time here, Tiffany, I think we need to explain the aiguillette, this wonderful piece of braiding that really interests everybody wherever we go. Would you like to explain what is the aiguillette?
Of course, Your Excellency. So this is an aiguillette, and it dates back with a history in the times of armour being tied together with rope. From there it's evolved, and now aiguillettes are worn by military personnel that are representing a senior officer. So on the right-hand shoulder, and with the gold rope, this represents the palace and yourself as our principal officer. You'll often see people wearing an aiguillette on the left-hand side and with colour through the aiguillette, and that will often represent that they are serving a chief of service.
Thank you. Now, as the others have, if you reflect on this role, what is it about the ADC role that interests a young officer in Defence, and what does it mean for your future?
So the beauty of this job is it gives us a chance at a very junior level to be able to broaden and see a lot of things that we normally don't get to see until a lot later in our military careers. It also gives us the chance to work for someone like yourself, Your Excellency, and also work for a really incredible office. And hopefully we can bring a lot of those leadership skills and also the things that we see in the community around Australia and internationally back into our jobs in the future.
It's wonderful. There's so much more we could talk about, but I just wanted to give you a taste of why I am so well served, why it's a privilege to have three aide-de-camps when you serve in the Office of Governor-General. This is our modern Defence Force, and I get to see the very best of it, and I've been learning so much about Defence Force through the eyes of those that come through this office and then go back out into Defence. I want to thank you all for everything you've done for me, and I know your futures as you leave here will be guaranteed because you are all just such exceptional young Australians. So thank you. I hope that you've enjoyed all of that, everybody, and do say hello to the aide-de-camps when you see us out and about.